Federal court just shook 2A again. 10 ammo rules you can't ignore. California just got hit, and not with a slap, but with a legal sledgehammer. In July 2025, a federal appeals court struck down California's ammunition background check law, and the shockwaves didn't stop at the state line. Every gun owner in America felt it. The Ninth Circuit didn't hold back. They said what we've all been thinking for years. You can't exercise the right to bear arms if they're stripping your ability to buy ammo. No bullets, no freedom. But before you celebrate, pump the brakes. This win isn't locked in, and the legal road ahead is full of twists. Some of these rules are already changing, others are still active, and one wrong move could put you on the wrong side of the law. So buckle up, because we're about to break down 10 ammo rules you absolutely cannot afford to ignore. Rule 10, your right to buy ammo. Just got real, but the fight isn't over. Let's kick things off with the big shot heard around the country. A federal court just called out California's ammo background check law and shut it down. The Ninth Circuit ruled it unconstitutional, flat out. They confirmed what every gun owner already knows deep down. Your right to bear arms is meaningless if you can't buy ammo to load them. No ammo, no self-defense, plain and simple. But hold up, California's Attorney General didn't take the loss lying down. He immediately filed for an en banc review, which means 11 judges, not just 3, are now going to re-examine the case. So for now, the old law still stands. That background check at the counter, still in play. This isn't a done deal. The legal fight could stretch well into 2026 or beyond, so stay alert, because what looks like a win today could be back under lockdown tomorrow. Rule 9, the history test that could erase every modern ammo law. So why did California lose in the first place? 2 words, historical tradition, thanks to the Supreme Court's 2022 Bruen decision. Under New York State Rifle and Pistol Association versus Bruen, any modern gun control law must be rooted in history. If a similar restriction didn't exist in 1791 or right after the Civil War, it doesn't pass the test. When the Ninth Circuit applied that standard, they flipped through centuries of records looking for anything like ammo background checks. And guess what they found? Absolutely nothing. Back then, if you legally owned a gun, you bought ammo freely. No questions, no forms, no bureaucracy. That absence of historical precedent crushed California's law. And here's the kicker, that same standard now applies to every ammo law in the country. So if a state can't prove that their rule has roots in America's founding era, that law is on borrowed time. Rule 8, state laws versus federal firepower. Here's something people tend to forget. The Constitution doesn't change just because you cross a state line, and it definitely doesn't bend just because a state doesn't like guns. When a federal court says a state law violates the Second Amendment, that state law is toast. No debate, no exceptions. Sure, states like California and New York have gone all in on ammo restrictions. Meanwhile, places like Texas and Arizona, total opposite. But rulings like Bruen, and now this Ninth Circuit smackdown, are sending a loud message. State politics don't override constitutional rights. Now the legal map is still a mess. You can drive from one state to the next and go from full freedom to total restriction in a single gas tank. But with every court ruling, those out-of-control state laws are getting pushed back. Slowly but surely, the Constitution is reasserting itself, one courtroom at a time. Rule 7, don't get comfortable. Not all ammo laws are dead. It's easy to hear court win and think it's open season, but not so fast. Yes, California's ammo background check law got nuked, but dozens of other restrictions are still alive and kicking. The same court that struck down the ammo checks also upheld California's magazine ban. Federally armor-piercing rounds are still banned. Some states outlaw calibers like .50 BMG or .338 Lapua. Others regulate bump stocks, sawed-off shotguns, even hollow points in certain areas. Here's the bottom line. One law falling doesn't mean the floodgates are open. Magazine limits, banned calibers, ammo storage rules, all of these could still be enforced unless a court specifically strikes them down. So before you celebrate, double check your state's laws, because I thought it was legal won't hold up in court. Rule 6, ammo doesn't travel like guns, and that can burn you. This one's a landmine, literally. Even if a court tosses out your state's ammo law, that doesn't protect you across state lines. Why? Because unlike firearms, ammo isn't covered by any blanket federal transport protection. FOPA, the Firearm Owners Protection Act, helps with guns, not ammo. That means the second your tires roll into another state, their ammo laws take over. Under California's old rule, even bringing in ammo from out of state without going through a licensed dealer could make you a criminal. New York still requires background checks at the register for every ammo box sold. So if you're hitting the road for hunting, training, or competition, do your homework. Plan your route, know each state's rules, carry proof of legality, because what's 100% fine in Arizona could land you felony charges in New Jersey. Until Congress steps in, you're flying solo, and ignorance can cost you your rights. Rule 5. Keep every receipt like your freedom depends on it, because it might. Yeah, this one sounds boring. Until the day it saves your skin. Every single time you buy ammo, keep the receipt. Screenshot it, print it, save it in a folder. Doesn't matter how, just don't lose it. Why? Because in states like California, officials track ammo sales in detailed databases, all designed to catch prohibited persons. If you ever get flagged, questioned, or accused of making an illegal purchase, that one little piece of paper becomes your best friend. Think of your ammo receipts like legal insurance. Most of the time, you won't need them. But if the government ever comes knocking, you'll be glad you didn't throw that slip away with the box. No receipt? Now it's your word against theirs. And trust me, in court, that's a gamble you don't want to take. Rule 4, know your state's ammo laws like you know your carry gun. What's perfectly legal in one state could be a felony just one highway exit away. In 2025, California still banned certain ammo types and forced background checks on every purchase. New York, same deal. Meanwhile, Texas is practically wide open. But here's the catch. After this 9th Circuit ruling, some states might loosen their grip. Others, they might double down, get petty, and create even stricter rules just to push back. You can't afford to wait and see. You need to know your state's laws right now. Read your official government code. Join a local 2A group. Stay updated through verified sources. Because a misdemeanor ammo charge in one state could become a felony across the border. You could lose your gun rights, your clean record, and your future. All because you didn't know the fine print. Ignorance isn't a defense, it's a liability. Rule 3. Think you're safe because the law was overturned? Think again. Here's the part nobody talks about, and it's risky. Just because a law gets overturned doesn't mean you're off the hook for things that happened while it was still active. California's ammo background check law still technically in effect until the appeals process is done. That means any flagged purchases, any denials, any enforcement actions from the past could still be reviewed, investigated, even prosecuted. They've got the records. You don't know if your name is sitting in a file waiting to be reopened. Retroactive enforcement doesn't happen often, but when it does, it hits hard. If you're even slightly worried about a past purchase, don't sit on it. Talk to a Second Amendment attorney, because once the government decides to go digging, it's already too late to cover your tracks. Rule 2, circuit split equals Supreme Court showdown incoming. Now here's where things really heat up. The 9th Circuit just struck down California's ammo background check law. But over in the 2nd Circuit, they upheld New York's version of the same thing. That's what lawyers call a circuit split. And when two federal courts disagree on a constitutional issue, guess who usually steps in? The Supreme Court. Yep, this could be headed straight to SCOTUS. And the outcome, it won't just affect California or New York. It could reshape ammo laws nationwide. The High Court could strike down every background check law tied to ammo in one clean sweep. Or they could uphold the state's power to restrict it. Or worse, they could punt, leaving the country in a patchwork of conflicting rules. And here's the twist. If California's banc panel reverses the earlier ruling, it might block the case from even reaching the Supreme Court for now. But if the split holds, get ready. Because the next major Second Amendment battle could be fought at the highest level, and the stakes, massive national precedent. Rule 1, don't just watch this fight, be part of it. This courtroom victory didn't fall from the sky. It wasn't luck. It was a years-long battle fought by everyday gun owners, attorneys, and 2A advocacy groups who refused to back down. Groups like the California Rifle and Pistol Association and the NRA filed lawsuits before this law ever even took effect. They pushed through courts, appeals, and endless delays to get here. And what does that tell you? Your voice matters. Your action counts. Staying silent, that's how bad laws stay alive. But when you show up, speak out, and fund the fight, change happens. So join a gun rights group, donate a few bucks, write your reps, show up to your local town hall, because right now, while you're watching this, someone else is drafting the next restriction. This fight isn't just for lawyers or lobbyists, it's for all of us. Stay loud, stay informed, and stay in the fight, because the next round is already chambered. That's your breakdown, 10 ammo rules you can't afford to miss. California's pushing back, the Supreme Court might step in, and every state is on high alert. If this helped you stay ahead, subscribe and hit the bell, and drop a comment below. Which rule surprised you most? Stay sharp, stay legal, the next round's already loading.